to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about this one specific understanding that is going to deeply heal your inner critic. Watch this video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Today I want to talk about the inner critic. We all have one. So many people say, where does it come from and how do I get rid of it? Like seriously get rid of it. And I'm going to help you with that today. It is my understanding that when we are highly sensitive, or if you see that you might have some codependency going on, or you feel like you're an empath, it's because you probably came from an emotionally unpredictable home, which I did that video earlier. And if that is the case, another thing you did in this home is you decided that you had to adapt the perception that your parents have of you for yourself. Because what we all need is extreme emotional mirroring. When we don't get emotional mirroring, we start to line up with the parents' emotions and abandon our own. That's where our identity goes awry. That's also where the inner critic comes in. If you had a highly critical parent, who clearly you do if they're not letting you be you, right? If your parent isn't letting you be you, or that's your perception of your experience, it means that the truth of who you are is being criticized or is being in question, right? So when your parent is questioning your identity or is criticizing the reality of your own emotions or your perception of your reality, and there's just constant judgment, criticism, this desire to gain approval or earn love, if this is your home, then what happened to you is you decided it would be a lot less painful if you decided to criticize the shit out of yourself first, so that when others criticize you, it won't hurt so much. Because for those first 7 years of your life when you were getting this, and even into your teens, and you were getting criticized, you were getting judged, and you were like, I just can't get them to accept me consistently, right? Unpredictability. What happens is we decide, I know how to find some control and certainty and prediction here. I can predict things because I'll just criticize myself first, so then if they do, it won't be such a shock. It won't hurt so much. How many of you can relate to this right now? You're probably like, oh my God, that's so true, right? Think about it. And so then what happens is we learn to be our own biggest critic because we think, ooh, we're protecting ourselves from rejection and pain and abandonment or just the, disassociation or disconnect from others. We're actually making ourselves feel better, we think. But truly what we're doing is we're constantly disconnecting from our inner child because we're telling our inner child just what our parents told us as children, which is not okay. Not good enough, not worthy of my unconditional love. And think about how old you are now and how many years, by the way, it's not your fault, so let's not get crazy, right? Let's not self-blame. That's another bad thing to do. Not bad, but not so fun. So let's look at this. How old are we now? How many years I was super critical? I can't even tell you. 30? I don't know, right? So many years. Super, super critical until we get to the point where we're like, why am I actually doing this? When you start to implement unconditional self-love, which is actually a really fun thing to learn, at least it was for me and everyone that I teach, they seem to really like it. Because what we get to do is we get to give ourselves that authority and we get to give ourselves the permission slip to love ourselves anyway. Someone doesn't like me, someone gives me a bad look. Well, back in the day, I'd be like, oh my God, maybe there's something wrong with me that I missed. They have authority over me. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, somebody gives me a bad look, I'm like, oh, they must be having a bad day. Why? Because no matter how anyone looks at me or what they think of me, I still love myself deeply and completely. And so you got to think about this, you guys. How many of you are conditional on how you are with yourself based on how others glance at you, treat you, are being with you? Almost everyone I talk to outside of my practice I see them doing that. And I'm like, oh gosh, if I could just give them a couple tips real quick, they'd have such a better time, right? But I lived in the agony of that shit for so many years of being like, oh my God, if I'm perfect, no one will be able to reject me. But guess what I'm doing when I'm trying to be perfect? I'm rejecting my authentic self, and that sucks. And when that happens, we cannot be who we are, and we cannot have joy, and we cannot actually be in our purpose authentically. So what's the point in trying, right? That's what a lot of us say. So what are you going to do about this critic, you guys? It's not an easy thing to say, oh, Candace said that I'm just supposed to be unconditional, so when someone gives me a dirty look, I'll be fine with it. That's not really reality at all. But what you can start to do today is notice how many times a day you have critical thoughts. And what I want you to remember to do in the moment is as soon as you have that critical thought, I want you to stop and say, is this right though? Is this true? Why is this so gnarly? What am I protecting myself from? And I guarantee you, you might have buried this, but you are protecting yourself from the wound of when you were a child. For me, my biggest wound was rejection. So I'm trying to protect myself from being rejected by rejecting my damn self. So I lived in self-doubt for like 20 years. Self-doubt. Do you know how painful that is? To doubt yourself. You can't trust yourself. You're looking to someone else. You're looking for another guidance. You know how many years I spent looking for guidance until I realized I had a lot of it on my own. I just had to tap into it and get rid of the doubt. And here's the other thing, you guys. The biggest issue you have, mine was self-doubt, on the other side of it is actually your gift. Because what do I do all day? I sit here and talk about wisdom, which is hilarious. I couldn't actually do my purpose if I still was under that veil of self-doubt because there were hidden wounds. So I want you to look at that. What is your go-to thing? What do you do? What do you say to yourself? On the other side of that is your gift, is something that you're really good at. The other side, the brighter the light is the darker the shadow, right? So how bad you're doing this one thing is there's another side of it that is so beautiful, bright, and good. And so just know that it's okay that you do this to yourself. But you can stop it right now. It's okay. It's not like you're a bad person or missed the boat or you did something wrong. You were doing the best that you could, knowing what you knew. But now that you know better, you need to remember this thing I do. I doubt myself. I probably have a lot of things to trust myself with. I probably have a massive inner guidance going on because I'm really afraid of myself, which means I'm going to have a lot of doubt. You're really afraid of yourself or you wouldn't be criticized and you wouldn't be critical. So whatever that parent that was unhealed criticized in you is the thing you need to claim and own and shine in. And I know when I say that word, it scares you, but let me tell you something. When you do that work and you heal that wound of criticism, you're going to be so excited to shine the rest of your life because you've held it down in this upper limits issue of saying, I'm afraid to shine in case someone says I'm wrong, in case they take it away from me. I don't want to be me in case the authorities at B tell me I'm wrong about me, until you realize they're wrong. I'm not. And the reason you get to know that is because you being you can't be wrong. You were made perfect for your purpose. You are an authentic being. You are a real person who makes mistakes and is still perfectly perfect for your process. So you have to understand this. If someone was criticizing something in you, it does not mean it's law. It means it is a projection from an unhealed part of them. And when you can see you accurately, you'll better be seeing them accurately because we can't see the truth of someone else until we're living in the truth of who we are. We see them as false gods, authority figures, the law. Until you see the truth of you and the trust in you and the guidance in you, when you do, you can then see the truth of them and then you understand what really happened. What really happened wasn't that I needed to be criticized because there's something wrong with me. I was criticized because there's something unhealed in her. Take that in, work that out for yourself, and let me know in the comments how that goes for you. Also, before I go, this is still the month of July. I need to mention emotional rehab is open. Shadow work is open. Boundaries Bootcamp is open, but listen to this fun deal. It is my birthday month, July 22nd. I don't know when this video is coming out, but July 22nd is my birthday. So the month of July, we do a birthday bundle, which is my brand new course, Boundaries Bootcamp, which all of us need boundaries. Inner, outer, energetic is in this course. Also my Soul Lab program. Also my Self-Love Masterclass. All three of those are in the bundle for the price of just Boundaries Bootcamp. So you get all three of those courses. You can do it at your own pace. You get it your whole life. And it's kind of amazing. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. The link is below in the description. Also, I said all those things are open now, but inner work is starting again in August. And then there's another one the next month, right? So in August, we're going to be doing our Friday sessions. And then in September, we're going to do our Monday sessions. So if you're interested in inner work, get on the wait list. We are open for enrollment actually for the Friday course. You can sign up now. There's only 3 to 5 people with me every week for 8 weeks to dive deep into this stuff and have massive shifts in just 8 weeks of time. I guarantee it because everyone who's taken it has said so. So I hope you check those out as well. Thank you so much for being one of our community members. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.